You can exercise every day, count every calorie, and still feel as though the scale refuses to move. Often, the problem is not one dramatic meal. It is the small, everyday foods that look harmless, but quietly add excessive sugar, refined carbohydrates, sodium, and calories to your routine. That does not mean you must permanently ban every food on this list. Weight loss depends on your overall eating pattern, portion sizes, activity level, sleep, stress, and medical health. However, if these foods appear regularly in large portions, they can make staying in a calorie deficit much harder. Here are 50 foods and drinks worth limiting when weight loss is your goal. 1. Sugary drinks. Soft drinks, sweetened fruit punches, flavored lemonades, and sugary iced teas deliver a large amount of sugar without making you feel full. Because liquid calories are easy to consume quickly, you may drink hundreds of calories and still eat a complete meal afterward. Choose water, sparkling water, unsweetened tea, or water flavored with lemon, mint, cucumber, or berries. Potato chips. Potato chips combine refined starch, oil, and salt in a form that is extremely easy to overeat. A small serving may fit into a balanced diet, but most people do not stop after a measured handful. Eating directly from a large packet makes portion control even more difficult. Place a small serving in a bowl, or replace chips with air-popped popcorn, roasted chickpeas, or sliced vegetables with hummus. 3. Processed meats. Sausages, salami, hot dogs, bacon, and many packaged meat products are often high in sodium and saturated fat. They can also be calorie-dense, especially when served in burgers, pizzas, sandwiches, or fried breakfasts. For a lighter meal, choose minimally processed protein sources such as eggs, beans, lentils, tofu, fish, chicken, or plain Greek yogurt. 4. Large portions of white rice. White rice is not automatically a weight gain food. The difficulty is portion size. A large bowl can provide plenty of calories while containing less fiber than brown rice, quinoa, barley, or other whole grains. You do not necessarily need to remove rice. Try reducing the portion and filling the rest of your plate with vegetables and protein. 5. Sugary breakfast cereal. Many cereals are marketed as a quick and healthy breakfast, but some contain more added sugar than people realize. They may also be low in protein and fiber, which can leave you hungry again soon after eating. Look for cereals with more fiber and less added sugar, and pair them with milk, yogurt, nuts, or fruit for better satiety. 6. Diet soda. Diet soda contains little or no sugar, so it does not directly provide the same calories as regular soda. However, some people find that intensely sweet drinks keep their preference for sweetness strong or become part of a routine that includes highly processed food. If diet soda helps you replace sugary soda, it can be useful. But water, unsweetened tea, and sparkling water should still make up most of your fluid intake. 7. French fries. French fries absorb oil during cooking and are usually served in large portions. They are also commonly paired with burgers, creamy dips, cheese, and sugary drinks, making the total meal far more calorie-dense. Choose a small portion, share an order, or try baked potato wedges with less oil. 8. Fatty cuts of red meat. Red meat can provide protein, iron, zinc, and vitamin B12. The issue is not that it must always be avoided. Fatty cuts, oversized portions, and heavily processed preparations can add a substantial amount of calories and saturated fat. Choose leaner cuts, trim visible fat, and keep the serving moderate. 9. Whipped cream. Whipped cream looks light because it contains air, but it is still made from cream and may include added sugar. A large topping on coffee, desserts, pancakes, or milkshakes can add calories without contributing much fullness. Use a small spoonful rather than covering the entire dish. 10. Milk chocolate bars. Chocolate is easy to underestimate because a bar looks small. Milk chocolate and filled chocolate bars often combine sugar, fat, caramel, wafers, or cream, making them highly calorie-dense. A small piece of dark chocolate may be easier to portion than a large candy bar. 11. Sweetened peanut butter. Natural peanut butter can be nutritious and contains protein and healthy fats. However, it is very calorie-dense, and sweetened varieties may include added sugar and oils. A generous spoonful can easily become several servings. Measure 1 or 2 tablespoons instead of eating directly from the jar. 12. Fruit juice. Fruit juice contains vitamins, but it removes much of the fiber found in whole fruit. That makes it easy to consume the sugar from several pieces of fruit in only a few minutes. Most of the time, eat the whole fruit and drink water alongside it. 13. Fried chicken. Chicken itself is a lean protein when prepared simply. Once it is coated in flour, deep fried, and served with creamy sauces, the calorie content rises sharply. Try grilled, roasted, baked, or air-fried chicken with a lighter coating. 14. Ice cream. Ice cream combines sugar and fat in a form that is easy to eat quickly. Large bowls, premium varieties, cones, sauces, cookies, and toppings can turn one dessert into the calorie equivalent of a complete meal. Serve a measured portion in a small bowl and avoid eating from the container. 15. Refined crackers. Many crackers are made with refined flour, added oil, and sodium. Because they are light and crunchy, people often continue eating them without noticing how many servings they have consumed. Choose high-fiber crackers and pair them with protein, such as cottage cheese, hummus, or tuna, rather than eating them alone. 16. Cream cheese. Cream cheese can add richness to toast, bagels, dips, and desserts, but it is easy to spread on far more than one serving. It provides fewer grams of protein than many people expect from a dairy product. Use a thin layer, or try cottage cheese, strained yogurt, or a lighter spread. 17. Energy drinks. Some energy drinks contain a significant amount of sugar, while others are sugar-free but highly caffeinated. Sugary versions can add many calories, and excessive caffeine may interfere with sleep. Poor sleep can increase hunger and make weight management more difficult. Check the label carefully and avoid using energy drinks as a substitute for meals or proper rest. 18. Jam and jelly. Jam may be made from fruit, but many varieties contain a large amount of added sugar. A thick layer on buttered toast can turn a simple breakfast into a high-sugar, low-protein meal. Use a small amount, choose a reduced sugar option, or top toast with fresh fruit. 19. Creamy sauces and condiments. Mayonnaise, ranch dressing, creamy garlic sauce, cheese sauce, and similar condiments can add hundreds of calories to an otherwise moderate meal. The problem is often not the food underneath, but the quantity of sauce poured over it. Measure the sauce, request it on the side, or use mustard, salsa, herbs, lemon juice, or yogurt-based dressings. 20. Flavored coffee creamers. Coffee itself is naturally low in calories. Flavored creamers may contain sugar, oils, and concentrated flavorings. Several large pours throughout the day can add up quickly. Measure the creamer or switch to a small amount of milk. 21. Refined pasta in oversized portions. Pasta can be part of a healthy diet, but restaurant portions are often several times larger than a typical serving. Cream sauces, cheese, oil, and processed meat can push the calories even higher. Use a smaller portion of pasta. Choose whole grain pasta when possible, and add vegetables and protein. 22. Onion rings. Onions are low in calories, but onion rings are coated in batter or breadcrumbs and fried in oil. The crispy coating absorbs fat, and the accompanying dip can add even more calories. Choose grilled vegetables, a side salad, or a small shared portion. 23. Tortilla chips. Tortilla chips are often eaten before the main meal even arrives. They are easy to consume mindlessly, particularly when paired with cheese dip, sour cream, or large amounts of guacamole. Count out a serving instead of repeatedly reaching into the basket. 24. Large specialty coffee drinks. A large mocha, caramel latte, blended coffee, or cold coffee topped with cream can contain sugar from syrups, sauces, sweetened milk, and whipped cream. Some versions are closer to desserts than ordinary coffee. Order a smaller size, reduce the syrup, skip whipped cream, or choose plain coffee with milk. 25. Pies and pastries. Pies usually contain a buttery crust along with a sweet or creamy filling. Even fruit pies may contain a great deal of added sugar. Enjoy a smaller slice and avoid adding ice cream or whipped cream when you are already satisfied. 26. Cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls combine refined flour, butter, sugar, and icing. Large bakery versions can be extremely calorie-dense and may not keep you full for long because they contain little protein. Share one, choose a smaller version, or save it for an occasional treat. 27. Pancakes with syrup. Plain pancakes are not necessarily the main problem. The calories often climb when several pancakes are covered with butter, syrup, chocolate spread, whipped cream, or sugary fruit topping. Keep the stack small and add fruit, yogurt, eggs, or another protein source. 28. Sweetened granola. Granola has a healthy image because it may contain oats, nuts, and seeds. However, many varieties are baked with oil, honey, syrup, or sugar. The recommended serving is often much smaller than the bowl people pour. Measure it carefully and use it as a topping rather than the entire meal. 29. Bottled sweet tea. Tea can be a low-calorie drink, but bottled tea is frequently sweetened heavily. Because it tastes lighter than soda, people may not realize how much sugar it contains. Check the nutrition label and choose unsweetened tea whenever possible. 30. Alcohol. Alcohol provides calories and may reduce your ability to make deliberate food choices. It can also increase appetite, disturb sleep, and lead to late-night eating. Drink less frequently. Alternate alcoholic drinks with water and avoid high-sugar mixers. 31. Takeaway pizza. Pizza combines refined dough, cheese, oil, processed meat, and salty toppings. The calories rise quickly when several large slices are eaten with dips or soda. Choose thin crust, add vegetables, reduce processed meat, and pair 1 or 2 slices with a salad. 32. Excess cooking oil. Oil can be part of a healthy diet, but every type of oil is calorie-dense. Pouring directly from the bottle makes it easy to use far more than intended, even when the oil is considered heart-healthy. Use a measuring spoon, spray, or brush to control the quantity. 33. Fast food burgers. A basic burger can fit into a balanced diet. The problem begins when it becomes a double or triple burger with cheese, bacon, mayonnaise, a large bun, fries, and a sugary drink. Choose a single patty, skip some of the extras, and add vegetables. 34. Candy bars. Candy bars provide concentrated sugar and fat in a small package. They are easy to eat quickly and rarely keep you full for long. Buy a single small portion instead of a multi-pack, or choose fruit with a little chocolate. 35. Cookies. Cookies vary in size, but bakery cookies can be much larger than homemade ones. Eating several while standing in the kitchen may feel insignificant, yet the calories can add up rapidly. Take one portion, sit down, and eat it slowly rather than repeatedly returning to the packet. 36. Sweetened dried fruit. Dried fruit is not unhealthy by definition. It contains fiber, vitamins, and minerals. However, removing water makes it much easier to eat a large amount. Some varieties also contain added sugar. Choose unsweetened dried fruit and keep the portions small. 37. Beer. Beer contributes liquid calories and is often consumed in multiple servings. It may also be paired with fried snacks, pizza, or other high-calorie food. Reduce the number of drinks, choose smaller servings, and drink water between them. 38. Bottled smoothies. A smoothie can be nutritious, but bottled versions may contain large amounts of fruit concentrate, juice, sweetened yogurt, or added sugar. They may also provide less protein and fiber than a complete meal. Read the label, or make a smoothie with whole fruit, vegetables, plain yogurt, and a measured liquid base. 39. Added sugar. Added sugar appears in more foods than desserts alone. It can be found in sauces, cereals, flavored yogurt, bread, coffee drinks, snack bars, and packaged meals. You do not need to eliminate every gram, but checking labels can help you identify where sugar is accumulating throughout the day. 40. Donuts. Donuts are made from refined flour, sugar, and fat, and many are fried before being glazed or filled. Their combination of softness, sweetness, and rich flavor makes them very easy to overconsume. Treat them as an occasional dessert, not an everyday breakfast. 41. Bagels. Bagels are often much denser than ordinary bread. A large bagel with cream cheese, butter, or processed meat can become a very high-calorie meal with limited vegetables and fiber. Eat half, choose a smaller bagel, or use a thin bagel with eggs and vegetables. 42. Muffins. Many commercial muffins are essentially small cakes marketed as breakfast food. They may contain refined flour, sugar, oil, chocolate chips, or sweet toppings. Choose a smaller muffin, look for higher fiber options, or pair half a muffin with protein. 43. Pancake and dessert syrups. Most pancake syrups are concentrated sources of sugar. It is easy to pour several servings without realizing it, especially when the syrup soaks into the food. Measure 1 tablespoon or use fruit, cinnamon, or a small amount of yogurt for flavor. 44. Cream-based canned soup. Soup can be filling and useful for weight management. However, cream-based canned soups may be high in calories and sodium, particularly when eaten with bread, crackers, cheese, or butter. Choose broth-based soups with vegetables, beans, lentils, or lean protein. 45. Pretzels. Pretzels are usually lower in fat than chips, but they are still easy to overeat. They are mostly refined carbohydrates and may contain a large amount of sodium. Pair a small serving with protein, or choose a more filling snack such as yogurt, nuts, or roasted chickpeas. 46. White bread. White bread is made from refined flour and generally contains less fiber than whole grain bread. That does not mean 2 slices automatically cause weight gain. The larger issue is how much you eat and what you add to it. Choose higher fiber bread and build the meal around protein and vegetables. 47. Restaurant desserts. Restaurant desserts are often designed for sharing. Large slices of cake, brownies, cheesecakes, and ice cream dishes may contain several standard servings. Share one dessert, order coffee instead, or take part of it home before you begin eating. 48. Drive-through combo meals. Drive-through meals often combine multiple calorie-dense items in one purchase. A burger, fries, sauce, and sweet drink can provide far more energy than you expected from a single meal. Order individual items instead of the full combo and choose water or a sugar-free drink. 49. Croissants. Croissants are light and flaky because they contain multiple layers of dough and butter. They are not very filling compared with their calorie content, especially when filled with chocolate, cheese, or cream. Choose a smaller croissant and pair it with eggs, yogurt, or fruit. 50. Butter. Butter can add flavor, but it is extremely calorie-dense. The amount used during cooking, baking, and spreading can be difficult to estimate. Use a measured portion, and remember that butter does not need to be completely forbidden. Quantity and frequency matter most. Conclusion. The biggest lesson is not that one food magically creates body fat. Weight gain usually develops when calorie-dense foods, large portions, sugary drinks, and frequent snacking become part of the daily routine. Instead of trying to remove all 50 foods overnight, identify the 3 items you consume most often. Reduce the portion, lower the frequency, or replace them with a more filling alternative. Small changes are easier to maintain, and consistency matters far more than perfection. Which food on this list would be the hardest for you to reduce? Share it in the comments. And if you found this video useful, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more practical health and nutrition content.